Hello, Tom, aka Gedeon here for Tabletop Tap Room, and welcome to episode 4 of the docu-series, Who is the Real Justin LaNasa? And since we just did a election video in episode 3, I just thought we would continue that little theme and look into the possibility that Justin may have engaged in election finance fraud. So let's get to it. Now, this here is a screenshot from Transparency USA. It's a website that covers reports on details of election finances for transparency purposes, for the average citizen to look up what went on in an election. Now, this is for dated 2020, and this is for Justin LaNasa, candidate or PAC, Justin LaNasa. His name is spelled right here. Notice that. The amount, $5,200, and it was contributed by Justin W. LaNasa, name spelled differently, and a $5,200 again. And then it's Justin W. LaVassa. And it goes on like this with these donations. It keeps changing the spelling of the name. And now, this is a method of playing games with election finance, that a method of contributing more and trying to skirt the law. So you were allowed in North Carolina to donate $5,200 to a candidate's election. And that was the maximum personal donation you could make. And Justin knew this, so he's donating $5,200. Boom, boom, boom. And, and he's doing other amounts as time goes on. And you just misspell the name. You just change the spelling of the name and do it again and change the spelling of the name. It's a way to skirt the law a little bit. And so that's what it looks like he was doing. Now, what's really interesting is, now I downloaded the Candidate's Guide to Campaign Finance in North Carolina for 2020. This was the year that he was running for the House of Representatives in North Carolina, where he got trounced because of that grits video led to a landslide for his opponent. So this is the book. I got it and read it. It is like 14 pages. It wasn't hard to read at all. Probably written on an 8th grade reading level, I would have judged. So it wasn't hard to read at all. But let's go down here. I've highlighted a relevant part. In highlight, effective January 1, 2019, contribution limit is $5,400 per election. So he didn't even read the book. I mean, he was wanting to skirt the issues of the limits on finance campaign, the limits. And so he was going under the old numbers that were before 2019. But come 2019, they upped it, and he just was ignorant. It seems to have been ignorant of that fact. And he kept consistently doing, 5,200, or if he was using the same name, it was like the sum between multiple things would add up to 5,200. So it has the look that he was trying to skirt campaign finance law, except if he had read the book, he would have known this little detail here. Now let's read this little piece here that apparently he had not read, that comes after the portion that I highlighted. Notice the parentheses, except that candidates and their spouses may make unlimited contributions to the candidate's committee. He could have given any amount to his own election. So did Justin LaNasa violate campaign finance law? No, not at all. It was completely legal. Does it look like he was trying to skirt the law? Yeah, that's what it would seem to appear, that he was looking to violate the law in his ignorance of what it actually said. He thought it applied a certain way, that he was limited to 5,200. And so he kept changing the spelling of his name, and he'd donate more money. So it does look like his intention was to violate the law, but technically he didn't. So I can report there was no violation of campaign finance, although there appears to have been every intention to violate campaign finance law. So this is Tom from Tabletop Taproom. Thanks for watching episode 4 of Who is the Real Justin LaNasa? And stay tuned for our 5th episode for this week, Memorial Day week. And keep on gaming.